Israel Prime Minister says that every member of the Palestinian militant group was a dead man. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Wednesday vowed to keep fighting Hamas, saying that every member of the Palestinian militant group was a dead man. In his statement, Netanyahu for the first time clearly expressed Israel's intention to destroy Hamas following its surprise attack on Saturday. Defense Minister Yoav Gallant added, "We will wipe Hamas off the face of the earth." Now, as you can see, Gaza is a small, compact place like Kingston and St. Andrew with about 2.5 million people. With so much people in such a small area, and with the pictures I see with so many buildings flattened by Israel, just think how much people are already dead in Gaza. Hundreds of bombs were dropped on the city, hundreds of houses and high-rise are now just rubble, meaning there are men, women and children buried underneath. To get to the wicked, you slaughter the innocent. How is that justice? To understand this war, however, you have to read the Bible and get the true understanding of what it teaches about that land. Then fast forward to the 19th century, to today, and understand the truth of who that land belongs to and where those people are today. When you find out who the land really belongs to, you will know why this is happening. Until then, expect war to continue. The St. Elizabeth police have charged the businessman who was implicated in the fatal shooting of 35-year-old Orlando Blake in Burnt Ground last week. Robert Russell, a 45-year-old man of Olive Park in Santa Cruz, was on Tuesday charged with murder. And it's reported that Russell, who is a licensed firearm holder, was at the home of his child's mother when Mr. Blake entered the bedroom about 2 a.m. last Sunday. Mr. Blake was reportedly in an intimate relationship with the woman as well. The businessman shot Mr. Blake in the upper body. The wounded man fled the house and collapsed outside, and he was pronounced dead at hospital. Now, this woman should have told Mr. Blake not to come to the house if she was still seeing the baby father. 2 a.m. in the morning, the baby father was still at the house. That means she definitely set up this brother. Now, one man dead, one gone to jail, and now she making way for another man. A police constable was shot and injured yesterday afternoon during a traffic stop along the Cousins Cove Main Road in Hanover. The police injuries are not considered life-threatening, and he's receiving appropriate medical care according to sources. It's reported that two constables were on duty along the roadway when they signaled a motorcyclist and a pillion rider to stop. The police said while the bike was slowing down, the pillion rider opened gunfire. One of the cops was hit and the shooters fled. Gunmen struck in Sam Sharp Square, St. James on Tuesday night, leaving 3 men dead. The deceased are 35-year-old Jeffrey Woodstock, a fruit vendor of Greens Norwood and Crawford Street in Mount Salem, and 27-year-old Ketania Tomlinson, a car rental operator of Providence Heights in Flanker. The third man later died at hospital. The shooting occurred at a candlelight vigil about 10:15 on Tuesday night, and it is said that people had gathered at the vigil for the man who was murdered in the community of Paradise last week when armed thugs approached them and opened fire. Woodstock, Tomlinson, and the third man was shot. They were taken to hospital where Woodstock and Tomlinson were pronounced dead, while the other man, Romario Affleck, died yesterday afternoon while being treated at hospital. The attack is said to be a reprisal for a killing last week. The Home Circuit Court was stunned Wednesday morning after the contract killer in the Everton Beachy Stout MacDonald trial revealed that he had an intimate relationship with Mr. MacDonald's wife, Tonya. MacDonald and his co-accused Oscar Barnes are on trial for the July 2020 murder of Tonya. Witness Devlin Minot, who said that MacDonald promised them $3 million to execute his second wife, became emotional as he told the court that his relationship with Tonya began in June of 2020. Minot was responding to the prosecution, who asked him about the nature of his relationship with the 32-year-old businesswoman. He said she used to give him trouble with me. Explaining what he meant, the witness said he was part of Tonya's life and that they usually have sex. He told the court that the relationship ended because of her death. And prior to Wednesday's adjournment, the witness said he secretly recorded about 120 conversations between himself and Mr. MacDonald. But he said it was when he was taken to the Major Investigations Division in Kingston on August 2nd of 2020 that he informed the police about the recordings and volunteered to assist with the investigation. He said the police raided his home on August 2nd of 2020 about 5 a.m. But he said it was while he was in custody at Port Royal lockup that he gave investigators the pin to his black Samsung A3 cellular phone. Minot, who admitted to subcontracting Barnes to kill Tonya, pleaded guilty in 2020 in his role in her murder and was sentenced to 19 years in prison. He'll be eligible for parole after serving 10 years, and the case continues today as well. On to sports, we're going to start with Manning Cup. Last beaten semi-finalist Mona High move a step closer to the second round of the Manning Cup after a comfortable 4-0 win over Holy Trinity yesterday at the Barbican Field. The win sees Mona move up to 15 points as leader in Group E with 5 games remaining in that group, while Holy Trinity remain fourth on 6 points. In other games, Stats United were 6-0 winners over Tarrant, Wolmer's 6-0 winners over Ascot, Clancarty edged Bridgeport 1-0, St. Catherine beat Norman Manley 2-0, Vauxhall beat St. Jago 2-0, while Papine edged Donald Quarry 1-0. And in the Costa Cup back-to-back semi-final qualifier and last year's finalist, Manning School became the 15th team to qualify for the second round of the Costa Cup football competition after beating Nakalva Technical High School 3-0 yesterday in their return leg Zone D game, which was played in Savlamar. So we're going to big up all my Manning School past and present students. Meanwhile, Cornell College won Zone A for the first time since the 2019 season after beating Spot Valley 4-1 in their return round game thanks to a double from Lincoln Cox and one each from Dane Buckley and Javane Barnes. And the win took the 12th-time champion to 23 points after drawing 1-1 with Green Pond High. The best Irwin can get is 22 points. Cedric Titus meantime edged Brownstone High 2-1 and improved to 25 points to win Zone C, while Stets in a 1-1 draw against arch rivals Monroe College saw them inch up to an unassailable 23 points in Zone E. In that same zone, BB Coke moved to within a point of advancing from Zone E after a 3-1 win over Lacovia High, snapping a 2-game losing skid, while William Nib kept their slim hopes of advancing after beating Ocherius 2-0 in their Zone C playoff game. So the results from yesterday's game is St. James High was 4-0 winner over Malden High, Cornwall College 4-1 beating Spot Valley, Green Pond 1, Irving High 1, William Nib 2-0 winners over Ocherius, Manning School 3, Nakalva Tech 0, BB Coke 3, Lacovia High 1, Monroe College 1, Stets 1, Wycliffe Martin High 2, St. Mary High 2, Horace Clark 4-1 winner over Taki, Magrat 3, Everton High 0, Charlemont High 1, Enid Bennett High 1, and Kemps Hill High 1, Fogger Road 0. And don't forget that the best Manning Cup and the Costa Cup reports take place on this radio station. If you ever miss the news on this station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I gone.